Hello after day 3 of hiking the Pekoe Trail to spread the message that adventure prevents dementia and we can all boost our brain at any age or stage of life. Today I completed stage 4, which covered 16 challenging kilometres or 10 miles from the town of TAWALANTENNE to the town of PUNDALOYA. And we're up to the letter V in the acronym Adventures. What does V stand for? V stands for vitamins B12 and D. Get a blood test every year to check if you have adequate levels of these two essential brain vitamins, and take supplements if your levels are low, but of course natural sources are best. Why are these two vitamins particularly important for brain health? While the exact mechanisms are still being researched, low levels of vitamin D have been associated with an increased risk of Alzheimer's and other forms of dementia. And the best source of vitamin D is the sun. So I've certainly ticked that box in sunny Sri Lanka. What we need is about 15 to 20 minutes of sunshine a day in the middle of the day without sunscreen for that period. Of course, you don't want to go a whole day without sunscreen because you'll get skin cancer. But the good news is it takes sunscreen about 10 minutes to become active. So if you apply the sunscreen just before you go out into the sun, you'll get your dose of vitamin D before the sunscreen blocks it off. As for vitamin B12, which is also known as cobalamin because it contains the element cobalt, it's involved in a lot of biochemical processes that affect the health of not only our brain, but also our nerves and blood cells, red blood cells particularly. So firstly, vitamin B12 deficiency causes a specific type of anemia called pernicious or megaloblastic macrocytic anemia, which leads to weakness, fatigue, and breathlessness. I definitely don't need weakness, fatigue, and breathlessness on this trek. It causes that anyway. Low levels of B12 are also associated with headaches, depression, memory problems, and numbness or tingling in the hands and feet. And when cells don't have enough vitamin B12, they're not able to break down an amino acid called homocysteine, which is toxic to neurons. And high blood levels of homocysteine, which you can get measured, it's a blood test, ask your doctor, are linked to brain damage, cognitive decline, and an increased risk of Alzheimer's. So, what are the dietary sources of vitamin B12? Well, B12 is found only in animal foods, including fish, especially shellfish, crab, caviar, dairy, liver, meat, and poultry. And that's because animals store B12 in their liver and muscles and pass varying amounts into their eggs and milk. Now, just in case you're interested, duck eggs provide 10 times more B12 than chicken eggs, if you have that option, and goose eggs provide 20 times more B12 than chicken eggs. Interestingly, feces are also a rich source of B12, which is why rabbits, dogs, and cats sometimes eat feces. But let's not go there. As for vegetarian, sources of B12 include milk, cheese, yogurt, and the aforementioned eggs. And I've been eating a spicy Sri Lankan omelette every day, so I can happily tick off the vitamin B12 box. By the way, cheeses contain varying amounts of B12, with Swiss mozzarella and feta being good options in that order. Vegans, you obviously need to take vitamin B12 as a supplement. So see you tomorrow with the letter E. I'm sure you can guess what E stands for. It is one of the most powerful brain boosters of all.